Chris, thank you for joining us. We really appreciate your time. Chris Lee is the CPA tax expert extraordinaire. He's going to be talking to us a little bit about real estate and taxes, our favorite subject. So, Chris, thanks again for joining us. I think the one of the most common questions we get asked is, and we always say, well, talk to a CPA. So are the profits from the sale of your personal home, your personal residence, are they tax free?
You know, Frank, that question gets asked more. That is probably the most popular question for clients that I work with, and even questions from those in the real estate industry like yourself. The answer there is possibly. So it's a relatively straightforward qualification. So in order to have the gain to be excluded, the ownership test has to be met. Well, what is the ownership test? It's simply that you must own and live at the residence at least 2 out of the last 5 years of having the property. So if you've owned it and you lived there for at least 2 years, then you can have the gain excluded up to $250,000 for single filers, and joint filers $500,000. So it's probably going to catch most people with the exclusion amounts. You might have some cases, some maybe more high net worth clients, maybe that offsets some of the gain of the sale. But for most, that seems to offset the gain. But as long as they own it 2 out of the 5 years preceding, then they're good.
That's awesome. Okay, so just a follow-up question to that is, so let's say I own it and it's my personal residence for at least 2 years, and then I buy another place and I rent it out for 2 years, and then I sell it. So I've lived in it for 2 of the last 5 years. Does that still qualify? Assuming the other things apply.
Still qualifies. There
Okay.
are no exclusions there for rental. Now, typically, rental property disposition would be a taxable event, and you would need to pay what's called capital gains tax on the sale of property. However, the provision for gain exclusion overrides that rule for rental disposition, because it was still classified as a personal residence for at least 2 out of the 5 preceding years.
Excellent. Okay, that's good news. Thank you, Chris.
Yeah, absolutely. My pleasure.